to the degree of Doctor of the University, honoris causa. Congratulations. Thank you. I now invite Dr. Lindsay Fox
Oh, look out!
to deliver the occasional address. Thank you.
Well, at 73 years of age, I never thought I'd ever graduate. I look back on my education and the solid foundations, without a doubt, were the assemblies at school on a Monday morning, where we stood to attention, our hand on our heart, and repeated, "I love God and my country, I'll honour the flag, I'll serve the King, and cheerfully obey my parents, teachers, and the laws." Now, while I was an academic failure, so much of those words, obey my parents, that's where your initial understanding of life and the strength of the family unit started. It was then followed from my mother and father and brother being part of a family unit onto the next phrase, from parents to teachers. The teachers I had were fantastic. Years after I left school, my form master was a man called Wilbur Cortis at Melbourne High School. I went on to an occasion at home where Wilbur was coaching my children in mathematics. And we asked Wilbur to stay on for dinner on that occasion. We're sitting down and one of my boys said to Wilbur, "What sort of a student was Dad?" I said to myself, it's going to hit the fan now. His reply was absolutely brilliant. He said, "Your father was an excellent student, but the teachers didn't know what to teach him." And that explains why I only got 5% for Latin, 8% for geometry, 11% for algebra. But I was always okay with maths. I did extremely well in that department. But the teachers had a definite commitment to ensure that you were prepared at the ultimate end to go to the community as a good person and as a good citizen. And they helped establish a rock. So your family, followed by the teachers, and of course, in that saying, obey my parents, teachers, and the last one was the laws. Firstly, we must all obey the laws. They're the foundations of our society, and it's tremendously important that those words, obey my parents, teachers, and the laws, is carried through from a youth to a man and to a family unit. So I owe a great deal to my parents, a great deal to my teachers, and a lot of respect for the laws. Behind every successful man, there's a surprised mother-in-law. My mother-in-law was no exception. She expected to utilise the principle of keep on kicking me out of the house and told me never to come back, but she knew I was a determined person. And the more she told me I couldn't do this or I couldn't do that, the stronger my will was to do what I wanted to do. And my 16-year-old girlfriend, who has been my wife now for over 50 years, has been the foundations of my home, or our home. I was fortunate enough to have 6 beautiful children, and they're a special part of my life. And at this time of 73, you realise that if you're in a football team or a cricket team, you're at the last quarter. In fact, you're getting very close to time on. So it's a tremendously important thing to make sure that all of the standards that you set are carried through with your children and onto your grandchildren, because that's what our life is all about at the end of the day. And last but not least is the tremendous strength that I gain from my friends. Without family and friends in tough times, you have nothing. People talk about money. Money is a byproduct of job satisfaction. If you young students think that your motivation is money, you are not going to make the grade. If you are going to take on a task and enjoy that task and want to do it again and again and again, you will be very successful no matter how you apply yourself. It's a long time since I've managed to roll a tear down my cheek. I consider this a great honour, and I hope I can do justice to the people that put my name forward to accept this honour. I'm extremely grateful. Thank you very much.